Most researchers say it takes about 7 seconds to form a first impression. So what do you guys think? What's your first impression of me? Well, and that's why we say first impressions are so important, right? It's why we, as humans, dress appropriately for interviews and use correct punctuation in emails. I mean, it's the whole reason why we smile at somebody when we walk by them, right? Because our brains are lazy, and they're going to jump straight to stereotypes. It's why we judge people based on their looks, their tone, and their appearance. First impressions are scary, right? I mean, it's these little interactions that form the foundation for relationships that we will have for the rest of our lives. And as we think about relationships, it's fascinating to understand why we value some more than others, right? But it's true. We value some relationships due to the tangibles, right? We think about the gifts or presents we might receive. But other times, we'll root our relationships in the concept of the intangibles, such as the attention or status we gain when we hang out with somebody. I think it's very easy to think about likes on social media, right? You post a picture with somebody on social media, watch your follower count shoot up, and especially in a younger generation, it's so easy to chase that fleeting thrill that social media can give you. But what social media fails to do is it fails to meet the fulfillment that you get out of establishing a genuine connection. True connection comes through shared experiences and navigating challenges together. Now, it's these challenges that solidify bonds and continue to build character in each person individually. Time and effort invested will always produce a deeper, more lasting connection. And as we think about new relationships, right, it's important to make sure that we're getting into new relationships for the right reason. Once again, it's easy to chase that excitement that we get and the attention we get from somebody when we hang out with them for the first time. Very similar to likes on social media, right? And what it does is it creates this change in our brain to hunt for external validation instead of that genuine connection. You have the ability to influence every single person around you. Because although our brain can hunt for that external validation, right? It can just as easily hunt for the genuine connection. And once you find somebody who helps you improve as a person and wants you to be better, that's a relationship worth investing in. Now, as I continue, I encourage you to think about a relationship in your life, right? Whether deep or surface level, think about all the aspects of that relationship. Think about the way that you feel when you're around this person. Does this person help improve you? Or is your relationship very one-sided? Now, I don't mean to say that relationships don't have value, right? Because every single relationship or interaction that you have matters. And it is just so important to take the time to reflect and understand how each relationship affects you. Over the course of my life, and especially the past month and a half as I've been preparing for this talk, I've challenged my own definition of character many times. Right? In elementary school, I used to place character along the similar lines of respect. But as I got into my later years of high school, I took character and placed it as the equivalent to integrity. But it was my transition to college that taught me that true character lies in the discipline to stay focused and consistently live by our values and morals. Oxford Languages has a similar definition where they say something along the lines of, character is the mental and moral qualities that are distinctive to an individual. Now, I think this is a good definition, but what I think Oxford Languages misses out on is that concept of discipline. Because as humans, it's easy to tell ourselves that we have the right building blocks for what good character is, right? But if we don't consistently live by those values and morals day in and day out, we're going to struggle to build character. And what we need to do is take that time to allow those values and morals to sink in to our personality. It's so important to reflect. I'll touch on it at the end too, but that whole concept is what allows us to continue to succeed. Now, I also like to think of character similar to the essence of a good book, right? You're never going to think about a good book or have someone talk about a book with a lot of character just to get rid of it, right? That book has been cherished by those who have taken the time to read it. The knowledge and experiences that fill that book's pages have influenced an individual so much that they have wanted to take the wisdom from that book and share it with somebody else. Now, humans are just like that book, right? It's our experiences that allow us to build character, that they're experiences that give us value. It's why we are so naturally drawn to those who have high character. And that's why it's so important for you to make sure that you surround yourself with people of high character. Now, this concept goes hand in hand with a Jim Rohn quote that I really like, where he says, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." And I think this is one of the most underestimated truths out there, right? Because as humans, we tell ourselves that if we work hard enough and if we just put in this much effort, we're bound to succeed, right? But what we often overlook is how impactful our environments are. We need to remember that the people who are around us influence us. And so because of that, we need to surround ourselves with the right people. But the right people look different for everybody, right? I mean, personally, I think, yes, it's important to surround yourself with people who think similarly to you, right? People who you can share ideas with and connect with. But true learning comes from surrounding ourselves with people who are different than us, right? That's where we start to learn, and when people challenge us, that's where we'll build character. So put yourself in positions to build character, because as individuals, we will build more character as we put ourselves in that situation. And by committing to personal growth and seeking out others who will do the same, we as society improve, all in pursuit of that common good. This concept's also very similar to the snowball effect, right? You think about that snowball on top of the hill. As it starts to roll, it's going to pick up more snow, get stronger, get larger. It's very similar to society, right? If you got one person or a few people who have high character, all of those people are able to go out and influence everybody else around them, right? And continue to build that snowball larger, build it stronger. But that starts with us, right? It starts with you. I mean, you need to make the conscious decision each and every day to continue to build your character, to continue to work and follow those values and morals that you've set up for yourself. I talked about the Jim Rohn quote earlier, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. I will always say that one of those 5 people should be yourself. And that is why, because it is so important to take that time to reflect. You can reflect on how different relationships better you, maybe take away from you. But you want to surround yourself with people who will pour into you, but then also people that you'll pour into, right? 5 minutes of reflection each and every day adds up to 30 hours of active reflection at the end of the year. And talk about surrounding yourself with the right people, right? Surround yourself with people who you're going to feel good around, right? People who are going to lift you up. But make sure you have those people who challenge you around you, because that is what will help you build the most character. Now, over the next month or even the course of your life, right, continue to take this time to reflect. Because as we reflect, we will continue to build character and grow. And growth, small or big, is a continuous process. But by you choosing to build your character, society around you improves, right? It's such a beautiful thing. So every morning, you have a choice. What will your choice be? Thank you.